Hello, everybody. This is John Grover, and I am opening a YouTube channel, and I hope that it will be something that people can find some encouragement on, some hope, some truth, some life experience, and not be afraid to share who they are or what they're feeling or what they believe. Um, I want this to be a safe place, and I intend to open it up to very personal conversations. And a place where people will not be afraid. Um, some of the things that I wanted to say to open this forum was that I think we all need to listen to a song that is sung by Matthew West, and it's called Truth Be Told. And that it talks about our churches needing to be more like hospitals where everybody is welcome to come in no matter what their background is or no matter what kind of adversity that they have faced or what kind of lifestyle that they live. We don't need to be judging each other. None of us have walked in each other's shoes, whether you're gay or whether you're straight or whether you're um, fat or whether you're thin or whether you're black or whether you're white. Those kinds of things are immaterial. We are one. We are all interconnected. And we have a responsibility to reach out to one another, to love one another, to bear one another's burdens, despite feeling fear of rejection or lack of acceptance in our lives. Um, I've gone through some pretty painful experiences in my own life, and a lot of those are based on just being afraid to connect with people and running, mostly for myself because I couldn't feel like I could reach out to anybody that I could build a relationship that would last, that was fully built on honesty and the way that I felt because a lot of times I didn't feel like I could accept myself and the feelings that I had deep inside. I have been married. I have a wonderful family. I also have a wife that passed away, so I'm single and I've experienced coming out as like a gay man, and I've experienced the rejection of family members. I've experienced the suicide of my sister, other people. I've worked as a nurse for over 30 years. I've worked in crisis centers. I've worked in mental health. I've worked in mental hospitals. I've worked in psychosocial rehab. Also, long-term care, emergency care, um, home health, hospice, and I see a lot of the same trends and how people heal and what makes them sick. And a lot of things that make people sick are those things that we hold inside that make us feel inadequate or make us feel like we're being judged. Um, One of my favorite books by Carol Kaufman is that Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. And also a book by Louise Hay that I'll mention called uh, You Can Heal Yourself, are important parts of healing. I've started counseling and therapy to deal with uh, life and loss, and I've been going through it for some time. And I've also been approached by several people who wanted me to be kind of a motivational speaker or someone who could reach out and speak up and express myself. I wanted to also set as an example a recent video that was posted by David Archuleta, a member of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who came out as gay. He's a musician, very talented man, But he sent out a very poignant and sensitive video just from the perspective of what it feels like to always deny yourself as being as an acceptable person, as a gay person or as a Christian. A lot of people don't see you as being acceptable. So there's a lot of different channels, a lot of different caveats that I want to take this down. Um, you know, in my life, I've experienced all, all kinds of blessings from being able to uh, deal with the things that I have had to face, and I've experienced both healing, emotional and physical, that comes with, and mental, that comes with being able to feel embraced by a community and by people, and feel an interconnectedness, and know that whether or not we choose to live a certain lifestyle is, is not something that should be subject to everybody else's opinion, because we need to be true to our own selves. And whether we're Christian, whether we're Jewish, whether we're Muslim, whether we're something else, the values and the things that we embrace as people that compose ourselves must be addressed in a true format. Um, the Savior Jesus Christ himself taught that the truth will make you free. But as long as we are living in uh, denial of the things that we feel inside, it causes physical illness, it causes mental illness, it causes emotional illness, it leads to suicide, it leads to crime, it leads to guilt and shame. On the other hand, if we embrace life, we find that we can come to a unity of faith, that we can have an interconnectedness with all people, and we can cross cultural bounds, and we can cross um, societal bounds that hold people back and make them feel inferior, and make them feel like that they have no cause or no right to be true to the feelings that they are. And I'm not advocating that we are taking advantage of other people, or that we step on other people's rights, but completely the opposite, that I think that we should embrace each other, support each other's rights, and support each other's beliefs, and that we do so in a manner as um, the Buddhists have done, and as the Christians have done, and as other people have done. That we need to embrace living, loving, and learning, be acceptable to ourselves first, and to know that each of us have extreme value, and that value is not something that can be replaced. I've lost a daughter, I've lost a wife, I've lost my parents, lost a sister, lost a brother, just in the immediate family, besides others. And some of those things were caused by natural things, and other things weren't. And a lot of the suffering that I've experienced in my life has come from emotional, physical, mental trauma. And as I look around the world today, a lot of people are suffering. There are a lot of people that feel the same kind of pain, and that pain translates into physical symptoms. It causes cancer. It causes mental illness. It causes a physical and emotional and spiritual isolation that isn't healthy, uh, not for anyone. And I don't know really what I'm doing as far as setting up a YouTube channel or being able to create a space. It's just my effort um, has blindly started at the suggestion of friends who know that I have some experience and some things that might help other people. I mentioned that I had lived a gay lifestyle, well, I did for a while, and so it's caused me a lot of reflection, and it helped me to deal with feelings and things that I held and doubts that I held about myself and judgments that I received from other people. I just want to say something about that. You know, whether you're gay or whether you're straight or whether you're something else, it's up to you how you choose to live. And God has given us all that, and nobody can take that away, despite our efforts to try and please other people and to live how other people would have us live. We have to follow the dictates of our own conscience and our own will. And the people that we invite into our lives, we have to be true to in who we are and not be deceptive. And sometimes it's a journey in figuring out who you really are and what it is you really want. And as we make those choices um, to find ourselves and to realize what's most important to us as an individual, you know, we don't get everything right. You know, we hurt other people, we hurt ourselves, we make judgments based on perceptions that perhaps malaligned with things that we interpreted to be true. And sometimes we base our truths on other people. I rest my case that truth comes through revelation and through the Spirit and through the Lord and through um, meditation. Our minds are illuminated definitely by a higher power if we allow ourselves that opportunity to reflect and to seek for answers. I know uh, there are things that we all struggle with, and because we're human, we tend to forget that as we see other people are struggling or making mistakes, that we are in some way better because maybe we haven't made those same mistakes, which is a fallacy, which is um, something that is never true, never has been, and never will be. The Lord created us all to be equal, not to put ourselves above each other or below each other, not to live our lives in shame and rejection and guilt. This life is a time to prepare, a time to learn, a time to experience things. And for people with a Christian background and a Christian belief, if they, read the account of Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, you know, they discover that they partook of the forbidden fruit, that they might gain knowledge, that they might gain experience, that they might have joy. And so we need to keep that perspective as we go through life, as we make mistakes, that those mistakes are experiences that lead us to joy, that lead us to happiness, because it gives us knowledge. And with that knowledge, we can choose what we want and what makes us happy. I wanted to say, as an outsider looking into somebody else's life, and as we say that we embrace someone or that we love someone, that we need to not set conditions on those um, boundaries. I mean, we don't love somebody only if they do things our way. That's not love. Love is being able to accept somebody where they're at, who they are, and what they're doing. And if you disagree, that's fine. You can agree to disagree. You can also reach out and say, hey, I found this works in my life that has brought me greater happiness. I don't know if you're interested in trying something like that, but here to offer encouragement or support and love along the way. I have to give my mother a great tribute in that she was never judgmental and that she supported the choices that I made. On the other hand, my father was very abusive man, strict and aggressive, and you did things his way. Your way was not tolerated, it wasn't heard, it wasn't an option. There was physical abuse, there was emotional abuse, there was mental abuse. I have seen how that limits and stifles and endangers people. I recently experienced a conversation with a sibling, that told me, I love you. I'm here for you. But just don't talk to me about you being gay, about having gay feelings. So, all right, I can see you're really compassionate. I can really see that you understand where I'm coming from. I can see that this is a relationship of love. Hello. Well, I wanted to say that the future for all of us is uncertain. How we choose to live, how we choose to try and live a good life. Who I live that life with, whether I live alone as a single person, and engage a woman. If a woman would have me or engage someone else, that's totally something that I would choose with the knowledge that it is my choice. That everything that has happened in her life or in this life has been for the agency of man, for us to be able to find our own path, to experience healing, to be able to support one another. And that comes at a cost. And that cost is being able to not be afraid to live your life despite the judgments of other people. And we all will understand that the judgments of man are going to be different than the judgments of God. It's true that we are subject to laws and ordinances. We need to choose those things that we understand to be truths and to live those truths to the best of our ability. We also need to realize our limitations and our failures, that when we make mistakes, or when we change course, that those courses that we change are also governed by our choice and our agency. And despite whether or not somebody loves us or wants us to do something, we are in control of our life force. I've strive to support my children and other people in the discovery of that. And I know that finding happiness in life has to start with yourself. And I would like to suggest two books that I've read in this last year that have really helped me in being able to understand um, some of abuse patterns and healing, also about being able to stand alone and to walk your path and not feel like you don't have any space or right to do so. But the greatest wars in earth and heaven have always been about your happiness and your right to live your life, to be the person that you were created to be. First book I want to talk about is Braving the Wilderness by Brene Brown. And as I said, that helps you to understand how to be true to you. She has the subtitle is The Quest for True Belonging and the Courage to Stand Alone. The second book that I wanted to refer to was Wired for Love, that we all have a need for human connection, that in order to be most happy in our lives, we have to feel like we are interconnected. Um, and that's most efficiently done when you have a partner or a spouse or